Okay. Can you tell me what is your question?
Question is, if everything is God's will in the universe, does the God's will have some randomness or it's predetermined?
Okay. So the question is about everything is God's will. Is there randomness in God's will or it's predetermined? Okay. So basically, when we speak of God's will, it is the functioning of the nature, Prakriti, with the light of consciousness reflected in it. Like sunlight is there, plants will grow. So some plants will grow, some plants will die. There's an inherent nature of matter transforming. So that is what is visible to us, what I call as a manifest level of reality. So what is manifest reality comes from unmanifest reality. So in Vedanta, we speak of a gross world, a subtle world, and a causal world. Causal world is a potential state. Okay. Causal world is a potential state of matter. Understand? So this potential state of matter in science, we can say a quantum reality in scientific language. So now, whether it's randomness or order, unless there's a conscious observer, this cannot come into picture, right? So there is a saying in Zen. Zen, if a tree falls in a forest, and if there is nobody to hear it, did the tree fall? Did it make sound? So that for that, the answer is no. A conscious observer is required for anything to happen. Anything to notice, anything to happen. Right? Without a conscious observer, there is no happening. There is no physical reality, what you call so-called physical reality or objective reality.
The position of some of the scientists.
So this is the position of scientists.
There is an observer. There is no.
There's unless there's an observer, there is no observed. Right? Observer and observed appear together. So now that's what we call entanglement. Here one interesting thing happens. If there's no observer, everything is in a potential form. Everything is in a potential form where there's no manifestation. If there's no observer, everything is in a potential form. The moment and what we call as wave function in quantum physics. Right? In Vedanta, we call it as Maya. Potential matter in potential condition. Okay. The moment, it's okay. If the matter is in a potential condition, it's called Maya. So the matter which is manifested is called Prakriti. In scientific language, we can say the matter in the potential form is a wave function. Okay. And wave function which is manifest is called material world. Right? So the wave function will collapse the moment observer is there. Okay. The moment observer is there, matter functions, right? Matter itself has no mobility or no activity in itself. The moment consciousness is present, matter will start acting. So that means the observer is required, or sakshi or the witness is required for anything to happen. That is the principle. So in that, now the question is there order or disorder in the functioning of Prakriti? Obviously, there seems to be order. Okay, obviously there seems to be an order. Obviously, there seems to be disorder also. Right? So the third law of thermodynamics says, okay, what is the third law of thermodynamics? The entropy will keep on increasing. That means chaos will keep on increasing, right? But we are seeing the ordering of the universe also. The stars, planets, galaxies. See, if I call this chaos as entropy of the system will keep on increasing, right? Or chaos will keep on increasing, but we see the universe is a mix of order and chaos. There is order and chaos. Understand? We cannot say this only chaotic. This only we cannot say only order. Right? We seems to be chaos coming to order, order going to chaos in the universe. This is like a creation, sustenance, and dissolution. Chaos, order, and disorder. Right? So it's like it is like a process of churn. We cannot say it's chaos only. We cannot say it's order only. We cannot say order itself will be there all time. Order itself changes into chaos. Chaos changes into order. So this is what's happening. What is really happening here is in my understanding, limited understanding, the effect of the observer. Okay? When an observer sees something, observer comes into picture, immediately wave collapses into particle. Maya appears, when Purusha comes into picture, Maya appears as Prakriti. Okay. So now the dance of Purusha and Prakriti will start. Dance. So this dance is what we call as order and chaos. How the dance will happen, I'll tell you. Right? So now the consciousness has come into picture and something has appeared in front of me. Right? Appeared in front of us. Okay. So the conscious entity will make a like and dislike judgment based on its identity. So the judgment of the conscious entity, what I call as thoughts, feelings, emotions, okay, will go to the quantum field and activate another wave function to manifest. Okay, I'll give a model of this whole thing. Right? I mean, see, I'm not a scientist or not, I'm a well-versed in Vedanta also. I'll try to give a model. Okay, imagine a cave, the gift cave. Imagine a cave, right? So the cave has infinite number of entrances and exits. Infinite number of entrances and exits. Okay, how many? Infinite. Each entrance and exit is a possibility. Okay, the cave is the quantum vacuum. Okay, or cave is consciousness, Purusha, Ishvara. Okay, or we go into deep sleep, right? That is the cave. Okay, so this and what is outside this cave is a manifest reality. Okay, and the observer is sitting in between. He observes something. Okay, then a thought is generated, and thought goes back to the cave. Right? Everything rises from consciousness and goes back to consciousness. Okay, so then it's like you have entered through one entrance. Now you'll come out with another entrance, another possibility. Right? There are only two possibilities. The conscious entity, which is myself and you, will start manipulating matter, operating the matter. So this chair I'll make into a table. This is not a universal action, it's an individual action at a material level. Even though it appears at material level, it's a conscious only is doing that. Conscious only, it's happening conscious level. So I'll take some wood and cut it to chop into make a table. So this is actually what I call as happening in the material level. Okay. But what is really happening is that every material level transaction is not happening at material level. It is not happening at material level because every moment or every, I don't want to say time also, the thoughts, feelings, emotions, and matter, perceptions will rise from the conscious and goes back to conscious. It happens like I won't even say time. Time is really still a wrong word to use. Thoughts, feelings, emotions will rise spontaneously, rise and go back, rise and go back. So that means creation, appearance, and dissolution is happening simultaneously. Okay, it's happening. It's like a rapidly happening. Appearance, disappearance. Okay. Now we can't see this gap between the two thoughts rising. If between two thoughts rising and falling, we can't see the gap. Right? We are able to see only the continuity because our observation, perception speed is less. So in reality, the world is appearing and disappearing in consciousness. Moment to moment, moment to moment, moment to moment. Correct? So now the observer, so-called observer, plays two roles. He manipulates the objects of the world because he is also identified the objects of the world. So he manipulates objects. That's why this big building, that's the whole infrastructure is coming up. It's called man-made. So something naturally is happening also. Stars, planets, galaxies, atoms, and everything. This is actually what's happening in the consciousness. Okay, I mean at the universal consciousness. Something the man-made or the agent performs some function. Something is happening in the consciousness itself. Both requires a presence of a conscious entity, right? So now that intelligence operated through agent, okay, will bring some order in disorder. We'll take a wood and make a tree. Same way, there's an intelligence operating in the universal level, which is creating order from disorder and then dissolving the disorder, dissolving the order, right? Now, for both of this to happen, everything has to go back to consciousness and rise from consciousness. Okay. So how many possibilities are in consciousness? All possibilities are there. The quantum field or the Ishvara is a field of all possibilities. Understand? So now from the person's point, that means all possibilities are now only. In the possibilities level, now only. In the actuality, it will take time. When it's a possibility, it is now only. When it's actuality, it will take time because it's a material level. So I'll give you an example of like this. There's a book. The book is a story. In the storybook, all content, everything story is there. All stories are there. Everything is there. Like Mahabharata. It's a 500-page book. Entire stories are there. So, but as you, as a reader, you can only go through one page. Okay. The reader here is nothing but conscious agent. Conscious agent can look at only one event. Okay. But possibilities are infinite. Right? So now this conscious agent starts interact with the what is manifest, which is actuality, and brings back to potentiality. So another potential thing gets manifested.
In the theory of multiple universes by sense.
Okay, I don't know about that. So what I'm saying is that what is actuality, he sees something, then his thought process or something touches again the potential, and again potential get to actuality. So potential to actual, actual to potential transition will happen because of the conscious agent. Now, your question is God's will, there's a randomness or order?
So we can argue both of this. The fact that this agent created that will, there is an order. But actually, the agent created and made something, there's a disorder. Right?
No.
Agent is also
part of the system. So now here you have to understand one more principle. Is there order and disorder in the universe? Okay. It's not there. Both are not there at the absolute level. Right. If you look at two things, a conscious entity, Purusha and Prakriti are appearing together. So now who depends on whom?
mutual.
We are mutually dependent. What is mutually dependent? It doesn't exist independently. There are,
In Brahman, there is no.
What is mutually dependent doesn't exist. So it's only appearance.
Right.
Understand? Right? So, like for example, let us take when I get up in the morning, the body appears and the world appears. So now, can there be a world without a body? No. Can there be a body without a world? So then body and world are mutually dependent. If the body and world are mutually dependent, they don't have existence. Okay? Something is beyond them, which is not dependent on each other. Mutually dependent thing cannot exist now.
Something else is the basis of.
The basis of that is only reality. So the base of reality is consciousness. In consciousness, is there order or disorder? Nothing. So the order and disorder is there in these two entities, the conscious agent and matter, or Purusha and Prakriti. That's an entanglement, so-called entanglement. There's a dance. Okay, in that dance, both are entangled. Okay, there's order and disorder, but both are apparent, both are not real. Okay, in this dance, infinite possibilities in the universe gets activated, manifest, deactivated, but nothing happens to the consciousness, pure consciousness. Okay, so your question is there order and disorder? The order and disorder is coming because of the entanglement of Purusha and Prakriti. Understand? The entanglement of Purusha and Prakriti. So the Purusha, the conscious agent sees something, a potential becomes actuality. Actuality does something, then he thinks something else is required, that something else becomes actuality. Okay, in the process, this whole thing becomes gone, dissolved. So that way, creation, sustenance, and dissolution will keep on going. So creation or manifestation is potential becoming actuality. Right? There's nothing called creation. What does potential become actuality? Now, will all the potential become actuality? No. Potentials are infinite in number. Okay. Some potential become actuality. So now this Purusha comes into picture because the conscious intelligence came to be something he likes. So something he doesn't like. So something he doesn't like will get into disorder. So then another potentiality actually become actuality. The order, disorder will keep on going. And both of them not real because of the entanglement. Right? The conscious entity is entangled with matter. I mean, in scientific language, it's called entanglement. Right? Observer and observed are entangled. So if there's no observer, there's no manifestation. Everything is potential. Then this question will not come. Order and disorder question will not come. Huh? Now the question is time. In the infinite reality, Ishvara or quantum reality, there's no sense of time. It's all potential. All infinite possibilities are there now only. Like everything in the story is everything, all the whole story is in the book only. But you can read only one page. The conscious entity can read only one page. He'll read one page. He'll read the page number 9. Then he gets horrified. Then he'll read to jump number page number 76, where next manifestation will come up. Huh?
Time is also generated by that very agent.
Time is generated by the very agent. Okay. Now, the time is also a concept of the agent because everything is appearing and disappearing. For his perception, things appear to be happening sequentially, or rather, what I call as what we call as cause and effect. But the cause and effect is from perception of the conscious agent. But cause and effect is not in the potential stage. And potential, nothing has happened to potential. Only potential has appeared as a manifest. The cause and effect is not there. Potential, whatever condition potential is remains same. The cause and effect is also appearance. The that was called karma. So the manifestation and unmanifested also is appearance. Now let us take the right now, right? So right now we are sitting here. We are the conscious agents. So is there something called America? The America is there as a potential thing in our consciousness. That's all. And I go and see the America, America is there. Potential becomes actuality. So now has anything happened to the potential? Nothing has happened. It's only appeared. So the universe is a paradox. Here, order is there, chaos is there. Free will is there, predestination is there. You cannot separate them out because they're all mixed up. Time is there, timelessness is there. Okay, when you go out of absolute, nothing is there. And has anything happened to the potential? Nothing has happened to the potential. Has anything happened actually? Nothing appears to be action.
So that is what neither predictable nor random. It's only from the perspective of the jiva or the agent. Okay. There seems to be a order, or there seems to be it's all in the perspective. In the reality, nothing else is there.
Your question of order is there or disorder is there, randomness is there in the universe. That's the question you started. So I'm saying order and randomness Both comes from the perspective of the conscious agent. Okay. And the order and disorder is there because of conscious agent. There is nothing called order and disorder in the universe. It's a perspective. And the problem is this perspective is what is the perspective and the perceiver? They are entangled in the perception process. The perception process ties them together. It's a dance. It's a tango.
Other level of Anayeva Karanam. That's summarizing that.
Maneva Karanam, Manshanam, Bandha Mokshayo. So basically, the order, disorder, dharma, adharma, okay, right and wrong, all in the perceiver. And perceiver is tied up with this perception because they are not separate entity and they don't have independent existence. In reality, they are not there. What to do? And see, the way we ourselves, every minute our thought process goes and actualizes something in the consciousness. Understand? Whatever thoughts we raise, every thought what we raise, it rises in consciousness and goes back to consciousness. In the consciousness, it's like enter that cave I told you. The cave has millions of holes. So one hole you enter, another hole will come out. Okay? And another hole comes out, it will manifest to something else. Some other potential actually. But now the question comes, are there infinite possibilities and infinite actualities? Okay. This again is, according to me, is nothing but a sort of a, so it's like everything which happens in our life is predetermined or not. So we are speaking of the predetermined as events happening in our life, some external event. But reality, anything happening in our life is experienced through our 5 sense organs and 5 sensations. 5 sensations is nothing but touch, sound, smell, and taste and form. Okay. In this, whatever permutation combination, that's all is possibility.
Limiting the
infinite possibility.
To the
what is finite now? It is like or 5 touch, sound, smell, and taste and form. With these, whatever permutation possible, that's all is possible. Infinite possibility, can it ever be actualized? I don't know. I don't think so. Even if it's actualized, it can be experienced only with those 5 permutation combinations. A building may look colorful, red and all, but ultimately it's a sensation in my mind, that's all.
The agent is limiting it. There are infinite possibilities, but the agent himself is limiting by his own perception.
The agent is limiting the infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities we consider as infinite events in the world. Infinite events is nothing but infinite experiences. But experience, if you really look at the experience in raw nature, it's only touch, sound, smell, and taste and form. That's all. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. And that Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha also is appearing in the same consciousness. That's also not clear. So are there infinite? No. Are there infinite possibilities? No. Are there finite possibilities? Appears to be so. Are there really finite possibilities? They are also not there. See, infinite possibility appear to be there. What is infinite possibility? Ultimately, from the agent's perspective, it's only 5 sensations. A building may look colorful or finally touch, sound, smell, and taste. They are very finite. How many permutation combinations you can have? So that's why somebody asked Ramana Maharshi, Ramana Maharshi, you please come to California. Okay. There will be many people will be benefited by your presence. What is there in California? California is a very nice place, not like Ramana Ashram. There's a big buildings. All that is nothing but thoughts only, no? Is it? Some name and form, ultimately. Some permutation of touch, sound, smell, and taste. Are there infinite possibilities? So whatever happens in our life is predetermined, we say. What is there? Ultimately, it becomes touch, sound, smell, and taste, which is finite permutations. This infinity, the concept of infinity appears to be mind-boggling to us. But already, ultimately, it's limited to finite finite experiences. So finite and infinite coexist. Yeah, the experiences, touch, sound, smell, they appear and disappear. They're not there really. They appear to be there. So when when people say everything in the universe is predetermined, they are wondering, okay, so something has to happen in my life, something has to happen in my life, this will happen, that happens, business, loss, promotion. Ultimately, what they understand is not what's not happening outside is ultimately reflects only as five sensations. That sounds meditation. Okay. Nothing more than that can happen to you. It's very limited. He seemed to have a sense of free will to do anything. But whatever you do, ultimately boils down to these five sensations. Any questions? Did I answer your question?
Yes, yes.